what is going on? As you can see, we have a car right here. So this is the SI EF hatch. You want me to throw your ball, buddy? Want me to check your ball? This dog is so cool. Anyways, back to this guy here. We're gonna be pulling this mint dash and all the fixings for it for the old wagon, on top of some other cool parts in this car, such as, show you guys what's going on here. That Super 6 strut brace, that's coming too. He bought this car for the B swap, but me personally, I'm snagging the old steering rack down there at the bottom, some suspension components. Hell yeah. Those bad Larry's all the way tucked up in there. I don't know if you can see that, but just some OEM ones. I just need to put my car on 4 wheels. But for right now, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be pulling this thing apart. Yeah, and then we're taking the radiator out of it because it's a really thick boy aftermarket one. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be yanking out the dashboard. So I forgot my tripod, unfortunately. So unfortunately, bless you. Anyways, but yeah, this dash is in really good shape. This car is actually in really good shape. It sucks that he's going to be parting it out and possibly scrapping the shell, but either way, bike interior, I'm stoked. I actually happen to have the piece that goes up underneath there. It comes with a glove box and non-broken heater controls. I'm so happy. So either way, we're gonna get to pulling this out, and I will film it when she's out. Boom, dash is out. We also got some other cool things on this car, but now I have to fix my skyline because I hit the curb, broke my side skirt off. But we got the dash. Yes, sir. Check out that beauty. And we got a few other things too in the trunk, but now we're gonna have to fix the side skirt because I was an idiot and hit the curb. So I will be catching you guys when I get back to the garage, and I'll be posting, well, not posting, but I'll be filming another little update on what we got from my boy's crib from his Civic Paradise. But yeah, this dash is pretty nice. It's pretty good. It's not terrible, but yeah. Ah, thanks, Mijo. You know, got the juice. But yeah, we're gonna get to fixing this, and then I'm gonna head home, take a shower, and do some filming. So I'm gonna catch you guys later. And we're back at the garage. So here's the goodies that we scored today on the parts run. First off, we got the dashboard. Climate controls that aren't broken, which are in very good shape. Got all the SI interior, center console, everything. We even got rear SI sway bar and a bunch of goodies for the car. Scored a strut tower, brace for the engine bay, which I'm going to sand down and repaint. I like it because it's got like the little triangles on it, and I think this is kind of like a military style, which is pretty dope. EF SI rear sway bar, so I can do a comparison with the EF SI sway bar, the DC GSR sway bar, or just DC Integra sway bar, and then the CRV sway bar that is currently on the car. Super clean dash. The only thing that's bad is that little crack right there, but other than that, super awesome clean dash. Very happy about it. And we scored a good set of coilovers. Yes, a little rusty, nothing that can't be cleaned up, but the reason that he wanted to get rid of them is because of this guy right here that's dorked up. Can it be fixed? Yes, but I got EF coilovers. So I'm sorry my nose is super runny. It sucks. I know, it's terrible. Even got the SI glove box. So we are pretty much good to go on the parts that we need for this build. The only thing I couldn't get was the steering rack and the upper control arms, but they were honestly not worth it to pull, which is whatever. Not the best, but who cares. So now I don't have to run these EK ones because they're pretty much too tall. But I still might run those only because I'm running 16-inch wheels. So there's going to be a huge comparison between the EK coilovers and the EF coilovers. Honestly, it really doesn't matter which ones are which at this point, but we've got both pairs, so we can make our comparisons for this Frankenstein build. It's not too late tonight, so I still might start working on the custom bracket. But either way, we got a lot of sick parts today, and I'm super excited. And just if you guys are wondering, these lower control arms here for the Integra are literally the same ones as the DAEF ones. Literally the same ones. So, pretty stoked. Pretty happy about it all. Another awesome comparison between, well, I mean, I'll go over that later. Tomorrow, or maybe the next day, maybe Saturday or Sunday. I'm not 100% sure quite yet. But I will be laying out all the sway bars and end links and stuff like that. We'll be doing a whole comparison over the differences and the characteristics of using one of these sway bar kits, whether if it's the EFSI DC Integra or the CRV one, putting one on your Civic Wagon. Now, given that I have all the brackets, all the mounting hardware for each individual set, it's going to be sick. I am so excited to be doing all this. Now, the thing is, we've got all the parts. I have tracked down and scored every single OEM part for this build that you might need or could want or could use. Aside from like the essentials like a steering rack and stuff like that. But the basics, like the importance, like what control arms can you use for this type of build, what sway bar can you use for this build, what like coilovers and things like that, ranging from 88 all the way to 2000. 2001 technically with the CRV. But I'm happy to be collecting all these parts. And the cool thing is a lot of this stuff I've gotten on trade. The amount of money that I've actually spent building this thing is super, super, super low. And I will be going over an entire honest breakdown of all the money that I've spent on the tools, materials like paints and RTVs and stupid stuff like that. And I'll be going over a whole entire list of every single thing that I have bought and paid for this entire build. And you might actually be shocked. And we're going to still debunk the can I build an all-wheel drive car for cheap? Yes. So we're going to keep working at it. So we're going to get back to it. Like I said, I might do some work tonight. It still is not too late. Let me pull out the old telefono. See what time it is real quick. 8:59. So not too terribly bad. So we still got some time. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. And then, yeah, well, that didn't sound very good. I think I just scratched my phone screen. Oh, I did on my money clip from my wallet. But either way, enough side banter. Let's get back to it. Oh, and just FYI, that is sitting almost perfectly level. The tires are two different sizes. That's why it's not exactly level. But this thing is sitting pretty much level with the custom mount. So, again, I'm super stoked about this. I've got the Hydro Trans. Honestly, I've been ranting a lot just because I'm super excited about this, and I hope that the viewers are excited too. Whoever you are watching this on YouTube, I hope that you guys are pretty excited about this because I hope that this is helping somebody. If not, then I think it's just a cool little series to watch on an EF wagon, because who doesn't like EFs, you know what I'm saying? EF the world! So either way, I will catch you guys when I film the next update on the bracket. But again, I'm filthy. I've been working in the yard, or my buddy's place, pulling all of the parts. So I might just take a break, go get me a snacky poo or something. So either way, I will catch you guys later. Good morning. So our goals for today is to get all of this cleaned out. And what we're going to do is we are going to start working on getting the clutch line figured out in this mess. That's why we've got those cables right there, because those are the only two good ones I have. Now, they are different lengths, but not really so much different than each other. Ooh, I just stepped on the dash. This one here is longer than the one that's got like the PTFE coating on it, only by like 3 inches. So I don't know which one we're going to use. But yeah, I found my new slave cylinder, master cylinder, and they're both on the car. So yeah. Now I probably, before I bolt this, I probably will paint this just because I don't want it to rust and stuff like that, but we're just getting some things figured out. But this will all be cleaned out. So yeah, it's going to be a fun day. And I'm going to find a place for this so I don't step on it because good Lord knows I don't want to break that EF SI dash. So, this is going to take a while, so let's hit it with a little YouTube magic here. Because, you know, we all like YouTube magic, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 3, 2, 1. Oh, sick. Cool. Rad. Honda power. Alright, so here basically is where I have to end filming for today. So as you can see, I got all this in here, right? I made one mistake. I made one critical error, and I'm really upset with myself about it. But it's okay because I have to go spend an hour and a half of my time to fix it. But hey, my whole theory of take 20 seconds to save yourself a lot of your time, yeah, that's really valid. I'm going to explain why. See the dash bracket over there? I kept that one. I threw that one away! I'm a little upset with myself over that. Yeah. Everything's in. So a little update. This is looking pretty good. I think this will be okay. To be honest, I don't think I should have any issues. I did press on the clutch pedal a few good times. I don't think I have any issues, but I'm gonna obviously like bleed this and like do the whole thing without the dashing just so I can kind of see how it, you know, does its job. Other than that, we're gonna go over here. I pulled the subframe so I can modify. Let me show you. So this mount here, like I said in the other video, has to get trimmed a bit to get this to fit. It's not by much, but I mean it's just a little bit. So I'm just gonna grind it. This was only 4 bolts and then it came off. Wow, shucks. So I'm pretty happy that's now in. Yeah, this is pretty good. Got the fuse box remounted, as you kind of can see down there. And there's still some other things I still got to do. So we're plugging along. Yeah, so I'm really happy about it all. I have no complaints. None. So I'm pretty happy. However, there is one thing I do want to go over for you EF guys and other Civic guys. So here we have 2 different types of coilovers. We have EK Racelands and Max Peating Rod EF coilovers. Now as you can see, right, these are pretty much at the same level, right? Give or take a little bit. You know, this little O-ring right here isn't, you know, it's just kind of pretty much a seal, but they're all pretty much level. But as you can see, the difference is, now mind you, EF and EK have different forks, but this spacer allows you to use EK forks, but I only have one spacer, but I have like EK, EF, and EG forks, so I'm not really tripping. But as you can see, there is definitely a slight difference in these coilovers. Fronts, not so much. I mean, if you want to go like super slam, like drag frame and chassis, EF boy status, obviously that's going to do it for you. But for me, I think I might use the EK ones because I'm using a bigger wheel and I want just a little bit more height. So more than likely what I'll probably do is I'll probably rock these EK ones, to be quite honest with you. I'm not 100% sure, not saying that these Max Peating rods are bad, but yeah, I don't know. I might just stick with the EK ones, only because I am going to be rocking a 16x8 wheel, so I might want just the height. I'm really not trying to drive this car super low, because I already have issues with this car being low as is in my own driveway. So I don't want anything stupid low. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I could have gotten done for today. Depending on how I feel when I get home, which will be way later, I may or may not do some more stuff. But I'm pretty happy with the way this is coming out, I'm going to be honest. Overall, we got these parts we're going to be putting in. I was wanting to do a Sunday over review of like rear end stuff, but I really just want to focus on the front end of the car, getting the engine in and everything, and then once the engine is like 100% in like it was with the American trans, then I'm going to start making the cradle for the drive shaft, because I have just enough metal over there to do so. But I don't know if I have enough rib nut inserts, so I may have to order some more of those. But I mean, it's like $2 for like 100 of them, so I'm not really like freaking out about it. And then the drive shaft has to get cut and modified to work. So yeah, that's that. But either way, like I said, I've got forks. These are the EK ones. These are the, let's see here. These are the EF ones. Small hole, big hole EK. And then the slightly medium-sized hole is EG. And I do have the other one. I just don't know where it's at right now. But I don't really need EGs anyways. It's either going to be EF or EK. So I've got this set here. So don't really need this. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the car. And that's all the updates I can do for today. I was trying to, get the hood. All right. So, memory card was full and died last time, so it's going to be like a weird cutoff from this video that we're filming now, opposed to the last one. So today's goal, I ended up yanking the subframe out. It's 4 bolts, pretty simple. But a little overview of what we're going to try to get done today is we are going to try to get this to fit down in there perfectly so it's not all, cattywampus. Because we don't need cattywampus. And then, I almost said we got to put the trans in the car. Oh, but it's already in the car. It's crazy. And we got our helper today too. You know what I'm saying? Mr. I'm molting like a deer and gets brushed 800,000 times in a day, in a week. And, I'm a little jealous of a husky because you guys obviously know I'm a bald man, right? Can't grow hair, right? Is what it is. He never runs out. And I wish I had that, I've brushed 4 huskies out on my floor, and there's still more to go. It's the craziest thing ever. Right, enough side banter. Getting the side bracket built for the trans, so that way it bridges. And that's what we are going to be doing with all of this stuff. And, little side note here, I just might try to fabricate something to get that torque bracket on because I really want to use that. If I can't, not a big deal. Obviously, I don't have a traction bar or front suspension in this car yet, so that's no harm, no foul. The other thing that I would like to get done today, to be quite honest, I would like to start the drive shaft. And using what metal I have here to fabricate a mounting, like a bridge point or H frame or K frame or something to kind of utilize the middle carrier bearing there. Obviously, I got to put the car back up on 2 front stands because, as you can see, it's on uneven tires. And, I mean, it really doesn't really make for good leveling. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I mean, the engine's not really that great of, being level, as you obviously can see. So that's not the greatest thing in the world, obviously. But, I mean, it does still move slightly. But given that trans bracket that we made is pretty much keeping it level, as in, like, when I say level, I mean, like, centered. It's essentially centered because that's what's keeping it from, like, rocking back and forth. So I'm not, I wouldn't say pretty, but I'm like 99.9% confident that it's going to be good to go. Plus, if you kind of look down in there, you kind of can see where the axles are, and I'm happy with the placement. I can't complain. This bracket literally does fit snug in there, and it's not even all the way tightened. I didn't tighten this all the way down completely. I just kind of, and then that was it. So being that is. Anywho, so enough banter. We've been bantering for 3 minutes. I'm going to eat some chow because I got some lickies and chewies and some snackies from the Circle K. And yeah, let's hop into it and start getting on the side bracket. When I get some stuff done on the side bracket, yeah, I'll put some more updates. And yeah, I'll see ya. All right, so here is the T-bracket that has been modified. Not complete, obviously, but so here's just kind of an overview of what I've done so far, you know, for informational purposes. I removed the thick paint undercoating, or whatever you want to call this, coating, paint. I'm sure it's just paint, but whatever. Removed it from both sides just to get an idea of the clearance, seeing how thick this coating is. It's actually really thick. If you can see here, there's kind of like 2 different layers, kind of like a primer base and then the final coating. But I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not the company who made this. I pretty much just the piece of flat bar that I had was actually the same width. I think it was like maybe 0.millimeter or 0.1000th or whatever it was off, but they're darn near identical widths. Slightly smaller, but doesn't matter. So basically what I'm going to do is, as you can see, like if you reference the hole here, like that, you can kind of see like how much length I have. Not by much, obviously, because it doesn't need to be, see if I can give you a better representation. It doesn't need to be like super far out to where there's, you know, that much material, because this is only, you know, like 2.5 inches long. So obviously I'm not going to weld it there. It only needs to come about right here. So that's kind of what we're going for. But I'm going to go ahead and bolt this back to the car. I'm going to mount this into place. And given that this piece here, this arm, flange, connector, you know, whatever you want to call this, can actually be, when this is on the car like this, right, this piece here can fit just like that. Because if I push this bracket up against the trans, it tilts it a little bit. So that's actually perfect clearance to keep it on the outside so I can weld it in a really good spot. So there's that. We're going to go ahead and put it on the car. And we gonna get to welding. So I will catch you guys. Or I could, you know, just do this. Voila. So here's the T-bracket. I gotta say, I'm getting really better at welding. As you can see, the nut is welded to the back. I mean, I'm gonna take this off and show you guys, but it's in place. Looks pretty good. That bolt is all the way through. It really sucks that this light screws up the video. But as you can see, the nut is on the back and it's sitting pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is show you. I'm not sure I can fit this in there that well, but it is sitting exactly where the motor is, right? So I'm not looking at it being like perfectly straight, right? That's not what I'm looking for. So the bubble right here, you can't really see it, but right there in that corner. Now if I take this and stick this on the valve cover, get some tools out of the way. It's literally in the same exact spot, which tells me that they're both symmetrical, which is exactly what I was looking for. I mean, generally it's like, you know, do you want your motor, you know, sitting, you know, what, straight like that, right? No, you don't. But yeah, we got a T-bracket now. Only part of it. I still have that little piece right there to put on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack the car up, put it high up on stands, hope nothing falls off of it, because if it does, oh well. The only important thing is right there in the back seat. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it attached because it's still super hot. Those goat skin gloves felt the heat, so I'm not touching that. And I don't care who bets me $20 and says $20, $20. I'm not touching it. So, yeah. Either way, I'm really happy the way that came out. I'm super excited that we finally are getting a T-bracket made. I'm half tempted to, once this is all finished, is contacting SSR or Innovative or the other company that made this specific one. I'll have to go look back in my order and see if they will remake this, but just not modified like I did, as well as my mount here for this particular swap. So, any of you mount companies, I'm going to be shooting off some emails, and I want to see if one of you guys would be interested in helping out with that. That'd be pretty sick. So that way if someone does want to do this swap, there's already mounts, because there's no mounts that are made for this particular setup. So that would be sick, and I think that would be an amazing thing to give back to the Honda community. So, more swap stuff. Back to the old Doge. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to jack up the car, and I'm going to start working on that piece. I'm not saying it's going to be easier than what I've already done, but we're going to hope for the best. So that's what we're going to do. Voila. T-bracket's officially done and installed. Look at that thing. It is sick. Super sturdy too. Engine ain't going nowhere. Starter's fully in, cables are fully on, but I don't have the round washers or the pins for this side or the shifter side, which is okay. But yeah, starter's fully bolted in. Intermediate shaft's in, and if you look down there, so again, like how I explained it, the first hole on the T-bracket I just couldn't utilize unless I severely modified the T-bracket, and that's just kind of a hassle, to be honest. So the bottom one is in there, and it is pretty good. As you can see, it's fully mounted in there. It's not going anywhere. So I would have to say, I'm going to be honest, aside from that one bolt, I think that was a mission success. I'm really satisfied with it, and I really am. You know, Honda good looks out on the subframe for being able to scoot the mount over. That was pretty clutch. And I honestly, for the $70 that I got, the $70 price tag for the T-bracket, wasn't bad. Again, some modifying it, but again, this isn't a regular swap that people are doing every single day. So of course, some custom fab work's got to come into it. But this EF wagon is now fully hydraulic with a hydro trans and a D16 Alpha 8 or D16 A8. It's just a military thing. I say alpha all the time. I don't know why. It's just kind of my thing. And then here is the inside. Like I said, I haven't bled this thing yet, so I don't really know, if I need a clamp on this blue hose or not, but I think that's pretty good. Again, when I push the pedal down, I mean, as you can see, it really doesn't interfere with the cable too much. I mean, there is a little bit of flex in the master cylinder, but I mean, that bracket ain't going nowhere. And then for my reservoir, it's tucked right in there. I did have to chop this because at the time it was interfering with the reservoir, and I don't know, I still might continue to chop this out, but there's not really a whole lot of, it's up to like right in between this line and this line where the metal cowl is. So I'm not really sure if I want to try to replace this or if just, I don't know, keep chopping it. I have a Willwood, I'm not sure where it's at. I think it's in the tool shed. But I have a Willwood reservoir that I was thinking about using, but I've already got the mounting bracket and everything in there. And I mean, it's already, as you can see, it's already pretty much in there. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I guess I'm okay with the way the clutch cables are in. I wish I would have, not had it just right here, maybe tucked down a little bit. I mean, I can still zip tie it out of the way. It's not a huge deal. But overall, between getting the CRV seats in there, getting this transmission, and getting everything bolted up, getting everything ready to go, man, I gotta say, this thing has come a long way, and I am super excited for the progress that is this car. Now, if I had a fuel system, I could start this right now. because I've got the ECU, I've got the battery, you know, I've got cables. So, I mean, basically, like, that's pretty much it. Our battery is right there. Blammo, brand new Optima. We're going to be running in this thing. Also, I couldn't run that, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But don't worry. I still have an idea for that. You know, traction bar, you know. But either way, I'm eventually going to wrap this header. But now we're going to focus on getting this sorted. I don't know if I'm going to use this radiator here or if I'm going to be using the Socorro radiator, I guess as somebody call it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. The Socorro radiator. God, this thing is a tank. But I do have this radiator here that I was thinking about modifying on a bracket system and setting it up kind of like this, or just getting a full core. I'm not 100% sure quite yet on what I want to do. I'm still on the fence about it, but I mean, I don't know. I've got the radiator. It saves me money from having to buy a whole nother radiator, which I don't really want to do because given I already have one, and I want to chop this up anyways and get it done and out of the way. So, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, again, thanks guys. I appreciate the love, the support, the messages, the comments that I've got on and off YouTube. But yeah, please share, comment, like, and subscribe. You know, it's just the nice thing to do. You know, help your boy out, you know, with the algorithms and whatnot. Because I'm trying, you know what I mean? But anyways. Aside from my pleading to death, now that we've got the trans fully in, engine's fully in, everything is rock solid, ready to go, it's drive shaft time, baby. And then once drive shaft's in, it's time for the rear diff. But I'm going to do some research on some all-wheel drive swaps because I know that the drive shaft is too long. Factually, it is too long. Now, I don't necessarily want to cut it unless I absolutely have to. Now, generally speaking, do I have to chop both sides? No. I could make both sides the same length. However, I am kind of on the fence of just chopping, I think that's the rear that goes to the diff right there, if I'm not mistaken. And then leaving that straight because it's got the carrier bearing on it, so at least I know it'll be straight on that part of it instead of cutting it and then hoping that it'll stay that way. Because like I said, once the drive shaft gets in, because we still have plenty metal. We still have plenty metal between this flat stock and that flat stock to build our brace for the carrier bearing on the drive shaft. So that is possibly going to be next weekend's project. Or what I might do, I might just go ahead and do like some snippets throughout the week. You know, when I get home from work, come out here, do a little of this, do a little of that, you know, something like that. And kind of make it like a week-long thing and then put it on. But I'm not sure yet. I'm going to leave that up to what I find out tonight online. Because like I said, there's not a lot of people doing this. There's not really any. Of course, there's lots of guys that have, you know, all-wheel drive swapped with K-Series and B-Series and things like that. But, you know, hey, we out here being different, you know. And, again, there's not a lot of, I wouldn't say necessarily research or information. But when it comes to this, like I said, this specific type of build, I'm winging it. I am just kind of mapping things out, drawing up designs, and I'm kind of just going with the entire flow on this entire build of this 88 wagon, converting it to all-wheel drive. So either way, I'm going to come up with some ideas for the drive shaft, but I promise by next weekend or this coming week, we're going to have some drive shaft footage, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing to get the CRV drive shaft in this car. Now, like I said, guys, if you want to run the CRV drive shaft, I highly recommend hitting me up on Facebook or Instagram and picking you one of these Canuck Customs all-wheel drive adapters for the D-Series transmission to run the CRV drive shaft. Because we've already proven it works. Bolts up to both the transmission and the drive shaft. Now we just got to get our drive shaft in. So either way, I'm going to start going inside. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to clean up, finish my laundry, and I'm going to start editing this video. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. God, you look so